Hello, everybody, and welcome back to Dress to Quest. I am your wonderful game master this evening, and tonight we we put an end to one chapter in the beginning of the next. This is our last episode here on Gen Con, but before we take our break from here and head over to our new channel, I just want to make sure that we let all of our players give a name for who they are and who they're playing tonight. So we will start with let's start with Chris.
Hi everyone, I'm Chris and I'm playing Jinjack Wonderful. And thank you all on Gen Con for watching us
All right,
over the past year or so.
Space.
Hey guys, I'm Space. I will be playing Benji Goldenclaw. Um, and it's been fun.
Torrance.
Hey guys, I'm Torrance and I'm playing Castle War Raven, and it has been a joy to be here with all of you.
Alex.
Hi, I'm Alex. I will be playing Erwina Dwing, the Stars Druid, and it's been an honor to be on the stream and one heck of a wild ride.
And Humphrey joining us.
Hello, I am Humphrey Wendell Wickham. I'll be playing your little gnome bard. I've only been here for a few episodes, but I assume it's been great.
And I, of course am your Mythweaver for the evening and for the upcoming season. All right. Well, let's buzz straight into our video, shall we? And let's get this party started tonight. For those that are joining us tonight, Kelevar was taken in by the northern attitudes and led to the wreckage where they had stumbled upon a group of escaped inmates in desperate need of help. At first, it seemed like a chance to do good, but it wasn't long before the inmates' true intentions were revealed. The group quickly found themselves in the midst of a brutal battle. Despite all of the chaos, negotiations were attempted, but trust in the inmates was shattered. In the end, the party chose to slay those who couldn't manage to escape. Now, they set their sights on Wormdoom, determined to confront the chieftain for a final parley before it's too late. But the stakes are higher than ever, and Castle, still tasked with making the final decision, must decide whether diplomacy can save them, or if bloodshed will seal their fate. The clock is ticking. Will they prevent an all-out war, or will their choices ignite a conflict that will never be undone? We're going to find out tonight. So, really quick, I just want to update. Castle taking this charge to head to Wormdoom has left the party for a short period of time, arriving about a half a day earlier as you are already approaching the wreckage. So we're going to start off in the wreckage, and then we're going to find out what's going on over at Wormdoom with Castle. So the four of you have bedded down. You've prepared your surroundings in order to break away from the cold and get a moment of a chance to breathe for a moment, and then you fall asleep. Time kind of just drifts. You don't know how long you were asleep as exhaustion and the battle have taken kind of ownership of your bodies, as this was a rough fight. And all of a sudden, you start to stir. The four of you awaken, not sure time, as it is pitch dark in here, and there's really no sight on what is outside.
I'll call upon Shantea and put a light spell on my fingertip.
Okay.
Then I'll check to see if I'm fully recuperated.
You feel fully rested.
All right. Then I'll just say, hey, time to get up, I reckon. And I begin my morning ablutions.
Okay. As you're all stirred awake from the difference between Jinjak's voice and the light that he has appeared on his fingertip, you're welcome to start moving around as well.
I'll move the light to a piece of wood.
Okay.
Any debris I can find, and I'll just stick it in a corner.
Okay. Is there anything any of you want to do while you're bedded down inside the wreckage?
Calavar's probably just gonna take a moment to tune his little instrument. It's been a while, and who knows what the cold has been doing to the strings.
Okay.
Mhm.
Give me a performance check then, just to see how it's tuning.
Grand total of 19.
Doesn't take you long to see that certain string needs more tune than others, but you get the rhythm back.
It's just after a while, just kind of go. I'm just gonna set that down.
Anything you
Yeah,
would
I
like
think Benji is behind Kalavar. She's like, yeah, that's a great idea. Is that your instrument of choice?
It's the one I managed to take with me.
Oh, great.
I know a few. It's just, if it's got strings, I can pluck it. So,
Okay. Maybe save that for later when no one else is around.
I also have a talent for
Aw.
plucking nerves too. So,
I still don't. I look to Jinjek. Why are you? Never mind.
Oh,
I
don't
want to
leave
go
me
back.
hanging like that. Come on. That's it. I'm going outside.
All right.
I see if the door will open.
Okay, you see the door open, but it doesn't open. Seems
No.
stuck.
Oh, dang it. I think we're snowed in.
Ari will come over from where she's no doubt cocooned herself into her little sleeping bag, and will try and unfreeze anything behind the door if she can, using prestidigitation to warm it up.
Okay. You can definitely see that as you start to prestidigitate around the door that the water droplets kind of start to drip over into where you're at. So you can see that absolutely you are snowed in. How badly, you're unsure.
I'll
We
try the
wanna-
door. Go ahead.
Oh, I was gonna say before we open the door and like have an avalanche come in, which my sleeping bag will do very little to help with. Do we want to maybe see if there's another way out?
Well, we
Yeah.
could bash a hole in the ceiling.
Okay.
Are you looking to me, Jinjak?
Yes.
I don't have a bashing. I don't have a bashing weapon. Like how, you know. Oh, actually, can I try to find the warhammer
Hmm.
from the dead guy?
Yeah, the warhammer that Jonah was holding.
Yes, I will take
Might want to
that.
stand clear because if there's snow up there, it'll fall through.
Okay, all right. And I will try to bash the ceiling. Can I can I get up high enough to bash the ceiling?
I would say it's probably about 10 feet. So I mean, if you do a run and jump to try to hit it, or if you want to try to stand on something, it's up to you.
What is why not? I'll try to run and hit it.
All right. You're just going to give me an athletics to see if you can jump up and crack the ceiling.
All right.
And I'm not even
Parkour.
going to have you roll to hit the ceiling because that's not going to be the difficult part.
21.
So as you watch Benji take this massive leap, Warhammer out and just boom against the ceiling as you hear and a good pile of snow comes down and you can see out just by the light in the corner that there is an opening at the top.
Well, let's pack some furniture there and climb out.
Or 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 you can run at me and I can toss you up.
You just like tossing, don't you?
Yes. And come on, Kelevar, you first.
Okay. Run and jump at you? That's
Yeah.
it?
Yeah, I got you.
Okay. Okay. And just see him like scooch back a little bit, make the run for it, and just and just. I don't know what needs to be rolled for that, but
So you're going to be rolling in athletics with advantage.
dirty 20 on that one.
Yeah. Small hole or large hole, small person, out the door or out the hole you go.
Ooh.
Almost a little bit too much as you start to fall and just you're not sure. You're either going to fall straight back down the hole or you're going to have to grab a hold of something as you went straight up.
The entire time you just hear "Ah!"
Oh, I might have used a little bit too much. Okay.
A little bit extra oomph.
Yeah, I forget. I didn't met. Anyway, next.
And you start to
he's,
fall and
he's like totally panic flailing. Like there's just
yeah.
he might hit something, he might not. So
You hit
let's
a
leave
I'm sure he'll be okay.
you hit a very
Yeah,
large
I'm
mound of
here.
snow similar to how you originally found the group. Just into the snow you go about a good half about 6 inches in.
it's just fall on like probably like fall on back flop and just poof.
Yeah, you see all the flurry of snow kind of pour down into it, and
You're right up there?
I hate the snow.
He's all right. I think he's fine.
You get used to it.
No, you won't. Next. And I just like I wait for either Jinjak or Ari to come and you know.
I'll go last.
I yeah, I think Erwina is going to take a moment to like put handholds in like the snowbanks using shape water, like freezing and creating a little like climbing surface, and is just gonna be like, Benji, can I just get a boost up there? Just a boost.
Okay, so like how big? So like this big
Not
or like this
uh
big?
just up to it. Not quite Televar, because that was very funny.
Okay, I'll try.
Okay.
Erwin,
Erwina's
roll me
gonna
your athletics with advantage.
Okay. Noodle arms. Here we go. We'll put a little bit of star thank on that. It's an 11 to climb.
Okay. Benji, you kind of delay yourself, and it's not a run and jump. It's just holding Arowena up to the point where she can just get onto the first set of her like handholds. Arowena, at this point, I'm going to need you to roll me one more athletics check to see if you can pull yourself up.
Okay. She whispers a prayer to the stars. Does this one also have advantage or is it flat?
This one's flat.
Okay. 18. Look, I've been working out, Benji.
Yes, I know. I
Actually
made
does.
you get up and work out with me.
The full pull up out of the snow. You can see the the gnome sized hole in the snow where Humphrey's at.
Erwina will use shape water to create a snowman over the hole.
I think I'll only need a boost as well, if it's all right with you, Benji.
You guys are no fun.
All right,
Oh, I'm
fine.
having a great
Fine,
time
fine,
up here.
fine.
I just let's go. All I
Wait,
wanted to do was
did I
fling
hear that
people
right? You
out of a
created
hole.
a snowman on top of Calabar?
This is the
I'm gonna
first
do
time.
I just
it,
want to make sure I heard
and
that right.
Yeah.
I'll send a prayer to the Earth Mother.
Okay. The same thing.
21.
Athletics with 21. So with that, once again, Benji kind of uses more strength than she probably should have, and you fly out of the hole as well,
Whoa!
and then plof into a snow mound.
I'll climb over to the hole and stick my hand down.
Okay.
Yeah, I will grab onto. Are you sure you're gonna be able to help me?
Oh yeah, I'll be fine, Kelavar. And Erwina, could you grab my legs, please?
Oh, yeah. Erwina will definitely hold on to Jinjack's legs. How good that hold on is anyone's guess.
Every little bit helps.
Calavar
Just
has one
climb,
boot,
just-
and Arowena has the
I'll
other.
not gonna try to muscle her out or anything because I can't. I'll just trying to make it easier for her to climb out.
Okay. So you roll me your athletics, Benji.
Only a 13.
Yeah. So thankfully, with Jinjack there, you're able to grab a hold of the hand and kind of pull yourself over Jinjack, and using Jinjack as part of your climbing gear to get over top out of the hole.
Wow, Jinjack here. Thanks. Have you been working out?
No.
And now you
I'll
Alright.
take this moment to give the Earth Mother's blessing to myself, Benji, and Erwina.
okay?
That's an 8 spell.
Awesome.
5.
5. We'll take it. We use all the HP in this house.
And then I'll look around
It
and I'll say to myself, we were going to the Doom?
The worm doom, yeah.
Worm Doom, right? Anyone
Yeah.
know which direction it is?
Um,
And then I look at Erwina.
Erwina will try and navigate.
okay.
Also, she will be a little concerned because Kelavar has been very quiet since she put him under a snowman.
I'd probably say after a few moments, you hear like this scrunching sound of snow shifting around. You hear his arms just kind of pop out the middle, his head pop out the top. Just, I hate snow. And just eventually just kind of shimmy out of it.
Erwina using more so using the sky than anything. You're kind of trying to position yourself to which direction you would come from, but it's very difficult as everything for the eye can see on any direction either is darkness or snow.
Okay. Well, good thing she has a little bit of dark vision. Um, yeah, she's going to try and navigate using the landmarks.
Okay.
I'm proficient in survival. Can I help her?
Sure.
All right.
How are you helping her?
I'm pretty sure we were coming from that direction, but we
Mm-hmm.
came this way and we were supposed to head in a straight line there. So I'm thinking somewhere around there is where we're
Okay.
supposed to be going.
And she will call on the wisdom of the stars for a 25.
Okay. Getting you on back on track. And it only takes a few hours from here to get to where you get to the Wormdoom clan. We're gonna swap over to Castle at this point. Castle, you've arrived there about 6, 7 hours earlier than the other crew. Um, how far do you get or how close do you want to be?
I guess my first question would be is
Sure.
like, is there camp? Do like I see kind of similarities between where I've been staying and kind of been comfortable with this other clan? Or does it seem like a much different type of setup where I might need to approach either more formally or more stealthily? You know,
Um,
I've Castle's become very aware that she has the ability to be gently diplomatic, but this is going to be much more difficult to navigate.
right. So what the first thing you would notice is that as you got closer, the the opening itself is not like occupied like you saw it at the Sky Tower.
Okay, so they don't have like an open watchtower
No.
area. Okay.
So this is a kind of it digs. It's on the side of this slope of mountain, like underneath the slope itself. There's a large cave, and all you can see is they're using most of the bones of an ancient white dragon to kind of build out the cave entrance. And then there's lantern or there's sconces kind of drilled in, like bolted into the bone itself to hold for light.
Okay. I guess can I make any kind of investigation or survival check or something just to see if there's anyone watching?
Sure.
Because I'm not just gonna roll up.
No, no, that's fine. Yeah, give me either. Let's see, either a. I mean, investigation if you're trying to look to see for like tracks or things like that. But if you're just trying to look and see, I would say perception.
Okay, we'll do investigation. And of course it's not big. Just a 6. I don't see anything.
It seems that it's pretty open. Um, like I said,
Okay.
a little bit stranger than you're used to is that it is wide open. So it's not. There's no confrontation. There's no guard, like watchtowers. It's just a cave entrance, and then you can see light coming from the cave.
Okay. I guess if that's the case, then I think I think what Castle's going to do is I think she wants to approach in a very like unthreatening way. So like not completely disarm herself of her weapons, but like I think her background would know that like she has a way of like keeping them close to her without them being like threatening.
Mm-hmm.
It's kind of like a I'm approaching, I can protect myself, but that's not why I'm here. And she's not approaching stealthily. She's just somewhere in between, like, I am here on a purpose and a mission. I'm not immediately gonna stab you, but also please don't immediately stab me. Just very, very neutrally like hi.
Let's do a just overall charisma check then.
Why am I not? Huh. Ah, there we go. Oh God, an 8.
So you're presenting yourself in a way that is non-threatening. However, the fact that you are fully armed is still
It's
it's going to still seem somewhat
yeah,
confrontational. That's
that's
kind
fine.
of what you're presenting yourself as you're
Right.
walking closer. How close do you want to get to the entrance to the cave? Is the question.
I think I want to be like a good. I think I want to have like my full like movement and a dash. So like a good 60 feet.
Okay.
So like if I need to go back, I can do so.
Okay.
But also if I have the ability to move forward safely, I have full movement in either direction.
All right. Sounds good. With that, you start to kind of close in where before you get to the cave, there's just areas where bone is kind of jutting around and kind of building this entrance out.
Right.
But from what you can see from tracks, either the tracks have been covered up by snow or they haven't journeyed too much. About the time you get about a quarter of a way past the first set of bones, you can notice two sets of tracks that are heading towards the camp.
Okay.
They don't look like they're super fresh, but they're at least seen, so you can see that they've been out here at least at a time.
Someone's been out here
Right.
within the last 6 hours.
Correct.
Got it.
I will say though, as you start to notice that, you feel a tug on your hair.
Am I going to have to ground this little girl? I think I'm just gonna stop. Like,
You can feel it
because
being
like,
braided, like
yeah, no,
slowly.
yeah, of course she is, because of course she is. Um, I'm gonna stop because I've felt this enough at this point that I don't immediately jump to weapons out, but I'm not gonna just like not do anything. I do want to like snatch the hand and in like, you know, that tone that like your mom would whisper in your ear and your ear would physically like hurt.
Mm-hmm.
That's the tone I'm speaking in. Because like I want it to be very clear how very disappointed I am. And I think I'm just gonna be like, we had a deal.
Okay. Are you reaching back thinking it as like you would normally?
Yeah.
Okay. So as you reach back, you feel something for about 2 seconds, but you feel like you've grabbed the whole thing.
Yeah.
And you get just a glance as you pull it forward, and it's about a little bit bigger than your hand, and it looks like a doll, and it has make sure that one, a white face with two concentric blue rings around the eyes.
Okay, well now this is different. And I think instinctually and just out of like pure fear, um, I would like to inflict wounds
Okay.
because I'm already grabbing it.
Yeah, you can see it is just a little larger than like a baby, like a doll.
Hmm.
And it has a pine cone in one hand, and you can see your hair kind of connected to it.
That's fine. I want to inflict wounds.
Okay. What does this need to? Is it just an?
It's just touch.
Okay.
I have to be touching them, so I very much am.
Mm-hmm. And then
Uh,
it's what? Just an attack?
I think so. I think it says it's +4.
Let me see.
And then when I click on it, it just says cast the spell. So I think I could just cast it.
It's the way that whatchamacallit's acting up right now again.
Yeah.
I just tried to load all of them this morning just to see if I could get it to fix itself. I think because
Right.
there's two forms of it right now, because there's the 2024 and the 2014
Yeah.
version. It's getting confused. So yeah, just roll me a spell attack roll.
Okay. Which I will just do here. Mm. So my spell attack will just be +4.
Mhm.
So we'll just,
D20 plus 4.
yeah, we'll just do D20 +4. If I can do this. There we go. Okay. Why? Okay. 6.
A 6.
Yes.
As you go to just grab this thing and as you start to enchant it with the necrotic energy into your hand,
Oh,
it starts to fade away like wind and just disappear from your hand.
okay. Great. We love that.
And then at the end, all you hear is just this child like,
Lovely. Um, okay. Well, do I get the sense that like it's just fully gone, or is it just now hiding?
mm, give me a perception check.
Okay. $13.
You believe it's gone,
Okay.
but you're not completely sure because it just kind of faded.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm just gonna use one of my I can do this like 3 times a day,
Mhm.
but I'm just gonna use my divine sense.
Okay.
Um,
And just for our audience, what are the things that tracks?
my divine sense, it can detect I think it's undead and where is it? Everything's moved around for some reason. Okay, here we go. Yeah. So you can detect good and evil until the end of your next turn. You can sense anything affected by the hollow spell or know the location of any celestial fiend or undead within 60 feet that is not behind total cover. You can use this feature 3 times per long rest.
Okay. Have alignment. Does not have an alignment. Okay. You don't sense anything.
Okay. Well, great. Lovely. Um, if I don't sense anything, then I'm gonna like pull my hair and my braids like forward and kind of like tuck them into my armor where there is a very small opening. And then I'm gonna put my hood up
Okay.
because that's weird and I don't like it. Um, and then uh I think I just want to continue to move forward slowly
Okay.
and like I want to say like maybe every 20 to like 25 feet that like I make it, like just like quietly and calmly like call out, be like, hello, is someone here? I am a representative, hopefully, of peace and negotiation. And just like very quietly, every 20 to 25 feet, just like continue to put my intention out there
Okay.
for whatever is listening, because something is here and it is weird. And I don't like that.
Okay. Um, so you have about a good, I would say about a good 60 feet total of where all these bones are kind of just grafted into, like pushed into the snow pretty much as an entrance area. And then the cave entrance is actually there where you can see a dim light deep within the cave entrance. But until you get to that cave entrance, as you keep speaking, like you don't hear anything returning that
Okay.
response.
Okay, well then I think once I get to like I guess this actual
Mm-hmm.
entrance, I think I'm just gonna continue on that same path. Um, but now instead of every like every 20 to 25 feet, I think I'm gonna be even a little bit more cautious and like every 15 feet.
Okay.
Because it's like now I'm in it.
Right.
Like I'm in it now. I I will not go back. And if I can just very calmly and quietly make my intention known, I'm less likely to startle anything or anyone.
Okay.
Hopefully. That's Castle's thing.
I will say while you're taking your very cautious time, moving closer and closer, your party is getting closer and closer as well. You've journeyed for about 2-3 hours at this point, and you're starting to see mounds that look familiar. You're starting to see where the peaks of the mountains were, and you know you're only about 2 hours out. Is there anything any of you would like to do? Say anything at this point?
Um, there was something and now it's like gone. It's okay. Um, I think Erwina is trying to puzzle out what is going on between the two clans and the situation because she understands that while her father may have come, some might now be willing to stay with the clan, many of her people who went to Sky Tower did so under duress of some kind, and she's very cognizant of the fact that she found Glenn dead at the Sky Tower. So I think she's trying to like figure out while there is a seeming peace with the Sky Towers and her people that have been taken, if they're so peaceful, why did they kill like half her town?
Okay.
Even with resistance, they're not there by choice. And I think she's very cognizant of that distinction. And she knows that the clan we're going to also used to be allies, at least, and were not the ones that took her people. So I think she's just trying to like suss out a lot of like and get insight specifically of like what is actually going on here.
Okay. Do any of you want to chime in on that?
Yeah, I definitely think I would probably be of a similar mind since, I more or less made a blood oath here.
Mm-hmm.
But I think being on that kind of same idea as Arowena of like, okay, what is actually going on? Because one, Castle is truly curious because she's just seen a lot of different stories from a lot of different people about every situation that the party has found themselves in. But there's something about this particular issue between these two clans that is hitting a little close to home. And she's trying to keep her head clear from that, but it's hard. That is hard for her to do.
Okay.
So I think as much as she wants this to go peacefully, she also knows if it doesn't, she has to do what she promised to do, or else she's no better than the people she served for so long and lied to and was lied to. So I think she's just kind of in that mindset of like separating what we need to do and what we need to know versus like her own personal ideals.
Mm. Okay. So I will say the next 2 hours are kind of that motion of journey of talking through it yourself, kind of in your head a little bit and out loud a little bit, of what this is. There's two clans that are fighting, but one has uh, never played the offensive. They've always been very negotiating. They've always worked with the people of Ten Towns, and then you have this new clan that has come in, raided Caer Konig, destroyed property, killed villagers or townsfolk, and has taken many of them back to their home to or back to their shelter in order to help keep their civilization going.
Mhm. And I think what Erwina keeps coming back to and what she's trying to insight is all of this is pinned on the death of a griffin and who profits from it, who has gotten the most control from that. And I think she keeps coming back to the leader of the Sky Towers. It's
Okay.
kind of like where her brain keeps going because they're using this to control power. And we've been now sent on an errand mission, of which Castle did tell Erwina that she had made a blood oath about murdering the other leader. And I think Erwina is very conflicted with that because she thinks that it's a bad idea.
Okay. And we're going to kind of speed this through. Castle, you're taking the next 2.5 hours to kind of go around the edges of these cavern entrances. Um, you can see lights, but you're not willing to get close enough to engage within that 2 hours, as you have not been able to find a way to kind of negotiate an engagement without potentially
Mhm.
getting involved with a large conflict.
Yeah.
Um, about an hour before everyone else arrives, though, you start to hear a large group of foot tracks heading your direction.
Mm. Okay. Um, well, Castle doesn't know how far away her party is
Correct.
because I don't know what happened.
Right.
And she's kind of, as hard as she's tried this, these last like 2.5 hours to set the personal aside and be diplomatic. I think she's in her feelings.
Okay.
I think she's very much in her feelings, and I think, she very much she wants this to go diplomatically because she does not want to keep this promise, but I think that Castle knows that had to she had to make and give a promise that she would fulfill just so we could get something from this tribe, because they have taken Arowina's town from her family, other people, and they weren't being super forthcoming. And Castle doesn't really like when people aren't forthcoming, because people have not been forthcoming with her whole life. Her God is not forthcoming with her. Her order was not forthcoming with her. This guy wasn't forthcoming with her, and she's getting a little sick of it. And so she's kind of just in her feels about it. So I'm not sure if she's gonna continue on with what she's been doing, or if she's gonna maybe try and hide. But she's kind of emotionally caught up right now.
Okay. As you get kind of caught into this mindset, you start to see about a dozen Goliaths heading your direction. Though they're not armed, one has a large, oversized watermelon wrapped skin, like size like a large rugby ball would be the best way to describe it. And they're heading and they're wrapped in, they have like leather wraps on their legs, on their chest plates, and on their wrist guards. And they're heading in your direction, but they sound like a frat house just charging out.
Okay. I guess can I try and do another like insight check into this vibe, or like are they having them, is this a hazing that they're doing, or am I in absolute danger?
Sure, either give me an insight. You could give me a history check, depending on it. Like, did you hear anything back from the other clans? However, you want to try to piece this together. Are you looking more based on physicality of what's happening right now, or more of what you've learned over the last couple weeks when you were with the
Yeah,
Sky
I
Tower?
think it would be more of what I've kind of learned. Like, is this something ritualistic? Is this a rite of passage? Is
Okay.
this another ball game that I'm gonna get caught up in? So I guess I would do history
Okay.
or religion if you'd let me.
Definitely more history than religion.
Okay, history it will be. 14.
So, funny enough, there was mention of this back there.
Okay.
With a 14, I'm not going to say how this was mentioned, but there is
Okay.
something called goat ball.
Goat ball. Got it.
And that's what you notice first, is you see two of the guys kind of with both hands up like this, charging towards you.
Okay. Um, yeah, I think I I know how every other game I've played with small, large Goliath children has gone, and I can still feel that. So I think I'm just gonna dive out of the way.
Okay.
Whether I'm hidden or not isn't really my concern.
Getting out of the way.
I don't want another bruise.
Okay, got it. As you just find a pocket somewhere to squeeze yourself in so that you're not even acknowledged, as
Fantastic.
12 of them pile off and then take a right and head up this large stone stairway, to what just seems like a giant opening.
Um, I think before I would move is I would kind of just I would sit there for as long as it is appropriate to see if other people are coming. Because it's like, you know that like when like a a group of like frat kids comes like running through the quad, either like 90 seconds to 5 minutes later, another group is gonna come by. And if after set amount of time nothing else shows up, you're probably safe to move. But I think she would sit in her little pocket until an appropriate amount of time that she feels has passed before, I guess, following that direction.
Okay. I would say that pretty much happens. You get about a good 5 minutes down the road, and a whole nother crew of them pile out.
Yeah, okay,
Um,
that's what I thought.
Most of them are unmarked. Every once in a while, you catch somebody with like specific markings on their face and either a red or a blue, but otherwise, they're just darting towards this large area. Um,
Okay, I think with that in mind, now that like I have a sense of timing
mhm.
and recalling what little I did know about this, I think she's gonna start going and like doing her tactical analysis of like, okay, 12 in this group, 10 in this group, this number were marked, this number weren't, like,
Okay.
and just sitting in her little pocket watching, making a tactical analysis.
Okay.
A,
Well,
a, a mental whiteboard.
okay. While you're building your whiteboard up, the rest of the party arrives
Fantastic.
about 15 minutes after, and you see the tail end of this as you're getting closer. About five, six of them kind of piling off to the right hand side up this large stone staircase into an opening. You can't tell from anything from that point after that. Multiple lights have now been lit across this stone area.
Do we want to go check that out?
Well, what time of day is it?
I mean,
It's dark. It's dark o'clock.
Okay, all right. I was just curious. All right. Yeah. I mean, we didn't plan on waging war on them, right? I reckon maybe we should
No,
introduce ourselves.
no, and evidently they used to trade with Perkoneg, so
All
unless
right.
something's drastically changed, I feel comfortable with it, and we're trying to be diplomatic about it.
Oh yeah. Benji?
Yeah, sure.
Do I see my party?
Yeah.
if unless you guys are trying to hide, I would say it'd be pretty open to see a ball of light kind of coming your direction.
Okay.
Because they would,
Um,
unless everybody has night vision, I think there would have to be a pretty good sizable light for you all to trail.
I think to help Jinjak with his light spell. Right now, Erwina has 4 star motes kind of orbiting around the party using dancing light.
All right.
Okay.
Yeah.
Kelevar. Uh, could you strum up a tune?
I can give it a go. I'm not quite sure how in tune this is right now.
Well, mainly just to announce our arrival and let them
Yeah.
know that you know we come in peace.
Um, hmm. Okay, I think I got one. Should catch someone's attention. It's the final brain cell. Do 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 do. Do 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 do.
Erwina's lost some brain cells. And she didn't have many to start with.
I nod.
I,
I'm not that familiar with Gnomish music. That's kind of interesting. All right.
Mhm.
Always try to keep an open mind, though.
You hear
Well,
this
shall we?
song from the distance, Castle.
yeah,
Benji
I think I'll probably try and do that like loud whisper. It's like, hey, guys, is that you? Also,
Benji is laughing her ass off right now. Like she's rolling on the ground.
Okay. As you do that, Benji, as you're rolling on the ground, You also see something about the size of a doll rolling next to you.
What the?
And it just appeared. It wasn't there, and then it was there. This
I
one
think the
has this one has curly black antennas that kind of wrap around, and pure white face. Uh, and it's kind of it's turn just rolling back and forth next to you, like a reflection.
I take my war hammer and I smash it.
Roll me attack at disadvantage, please.
Only an 8.
Once again, as you slam against it, the snow kind of, and it's not there.
Hey, whoa, guys, did y'all see that?
Did we? Or did I?
Give me a perception check.
Nope. What did you see?
It's like a creepy little doll.
A creepy little doll.
Yeah, it was like rolling around, like how I was rolling around, and then it like just appeared in my face.
Erwina goes over to Benji and checks her for a fever. Like, you
Calamar,
okay?
Erwina, did you see it?
No.
I mean, I think so. And then I started checking myself. Yeah, I'm completely sane. I saw a doll. It was creepy.
I'm
Ever
assuming
whisper?
we can't hear Castle's whisper, right?
No, but
Yeah.
Castle, you can definitely hear Benji cackling.
Okay. Yeah, I'm staying right here for now.
Benji, Benji.
Did you? Did y'all? Okay. Maybe I'm not completely sane. Maybe I'm hearing things first. Okay.
Does she
Okay.
have a fever?
I don't.
I don't think so. Although you
No.
can hallucinate when you get cold enough. So maybe.
Maybe,
Maybe
Benji.
Maybe that's it. Maybe I'm cold.
We'll try to get you inside and get you some warm broth, Benji. That'll do
Yeah.
it for you, I think.
Yes. Thank you.
All right, so we got our music, and does anyone, any of the Goliaths hear us yet?
Not unless you're going to go up the stairs. Everybody seems to have disappeared into the distance.
Yeah.
All right. So start walking up the stairs.
Okay. At this point, Castle, you would see them in the distance as the sconces are kind of lit going up the stairway.
Yeah, I'll go ahead and come out of my hidey hole.
Okay.
And meet them at the stairs
Okay.
and kind of just fill them in on, the last, 6 to 7 hours, what I've seen, what I've heard, my creepy little doll, what I know about the ritual, and yeah.
Okay.
That way they have that information. We're all kind of on the same page with what we know before we go, just in there.
Okay.
Also, meet our new tiny friend.
Oh, Castle shows up.
Mhm.
Yeah, I just said that.
Well,
Yeah, I think
we haven't
Benji
seen you in a while. You just kind of pop out of nowhere.
I think Benji like instinctively takes takes whatever weapon she can grab first and is about to strike, and then it's like, oh, it's Castle, okay, and she puts her weapon back. You can't just walk up on us. I'm a little jumpy.
I've been yelling for you guys for like 10
When?
Yelling.
Okay,
Yeah,
it
I
was
didn't
like a
hear you
loud
yelling.
whisper.
No, you gotta yell like this.
No, we don't want to yell.
Oh!
No.
And you hear the echo just fly through the caverns. It's just hello. through the whole thing.
That's how you tell.
This is a big
walking.
deal. We can't just go interrupting their ceremony.
Oh, that's a good idea. Speaking of ceremonies, let me tell you a story. Now that you're here, long ago on the ghost-haunted Tethgrecian Peninsula on Cape Velen, there was a tiny hamlet. There was a home of a families called the Patra and the Snook. The Patra were proud gnomish artisans and miners. The Snooks were proud halfling farmers and herdsmen. To keep the peace in this town filled with proud wee folk, it was a custom for the two families to trade gifts once every 4 years. In the year of the winged pig, the gifts that were traded unfortunately began a feud. And I
As you're
continue my
doing that, I need the three of you to roll me perception checks. Humphrey, wait a second.
Am I included in this?
Yes, you're included in this 3.
Okay.
It's Benji, Castle, and Erwina. Did anybody get over a 15?
No.
Erwina did.
Okay.
17.
The other two are infatuated in Jin Jack's story. Erwina takes a glance over, and you see something sitting on Kalavar's left shoulder, white-faced, one dark triangle painted over one of the eyes, and every time Jin Jack kind of emphasizes something, you just see a...
Oh. Erwina is going to kind of go over to it and is going to speak kind of kindly to it. Like, oh, do you like the story too?
I'm assuming
It's a
Kalavar's
good one.
oblivious to its presence on his shoulder.
Yep. Oblivious until you start to hear Erwina speaking.
Yep. So she's like, what? Yeah, they're all right.
Oh, I wasn't. I mean, and then she'll like gently like kind of like do like the slow pan point down to your shoulder. You have
Little
no-
bit- As you say that, this thing kind of springs out like a starfish and then turns into just snowflakes and just falls to the ground.
Oh.
And vanishes.
Why did everybody think these were creepy? They're fun.
Kalavar's just now standing there, guitar just ready to just bash whatever is going.
I say, oi, pay attention.
How long was it there?
Oh, just like a couple minutes. It's fine. All day.
I didn't feel a thing.
Erwina lied.
Anyhow, can I go to the end of the story?
Yeah, you're gonna do the 10 minutes and then
Bedmar Snook stuck out his hand to Nellie Patra. She took his hand and spoke. The feud is ended. We're sorry about the mechanical spinning wheel. We had no idea. Bedmar spoke, and we're sorry about the sheep. We did not know that it was a were creature. Let us never speak of this again. And so the feuding ended. The moral of the story is the true nature of a gift is sometimes the experience of a shared joke. That's 7. That's 7 to each of you. 7. Hang on. 7 temp, and that stacks with those of you who already have aid.
okay.
But everyone in the group gets 7 temporary hit points.
Sweet.
12 if you already 12 for Benji, Erwina, and myself.
Okay. As you listen to the story, however, I need you all to roll me dexterity saving throws. As you feel a heavy rumble come across the entirety of the ground. Those under a 15 will be knocked prone.
I am not prone.
Erwina is full on penguin on her belly, kind of.
I'm starfishing.
Yeah. Everybody went prone.
So am I.
18.
Oh, Kalavar, low source of gravity, center of gravity, so he's able to stand above. But the rest of you are falling on the ground. You all felt this tremor go across. As you do, you hear an uprise of voices come from the arena that all of them went to, and it's as if they didn't notice anything.
Oh, let's go check that out. Erwin will say as she pops up and like dusts all the snow off of herself.
Okay.
Lead on, murder mommies.
No, after you.
I look at her and I say, really? Are we doing this
Yes.
again?
Yes.
Erwina's already
what
up
we're
the
doing?
stairs.
Yep.
Already up the stairs with Erwina.
Fine. All right. Here we go. Squishy's
Really
first.
need to be cautious, people.
Why?
Because this is a ritual and we're about to go interrupt it, and that's rude.
Well, it's only rude if we sneak up on them. I'm pretty much sure we've announced our presence.
They definitely don't know we're here.
As you walk up this, you can see stone pillars sitting on 3 different levels in this raised arena. Bleachers carved out of the sides of the stone on all 4 sides, and Goliath piled in around it. 2 sets of 4 people standing on one side of on 4 different pillars, and another set standing on the other side. Torches are lit on both sides of each of the stadium, as well as 2 large torches lit on the wooden points on the map. And you can see this massive ball in one of their hands that they're throwing back and forth. And out of nowhere, you see one whip it across as it tries to take out one of the others on the pillar. As they dive out of the way, or as they move out of the way, the one behind it catches it and prepares to return fire. As a group cheer on the side, ah! as the other person caught it. None of you have even been noticed as you're just walking up the steps. They're fully watching this game go on.
Is this like the game that the Sky Tower Goliaths play, or a variant on it?
Well, that's what I was saying earlier, is that I attempted to fill everybody in on what I knew.
Right, that this is a ritual they're performing.
Yes, but it is similar.
Ah.
I
Oh,
mean, it kind of looks like a different version of Ice Chase. Erwina said. I mean, we don't play this in Caerconic. We play a different game, but it's very similar. Why don't we go find C?
I'll go look for a seat.
All right. So, kind of you're just finding seats. Like, don't care if there's other Goliaths around. Just plopping yourselves down.
Oh no, I'll be polite. I'll look for. I imagine that all the seats close to the front are taken.
Mm-hmm. Just kind of.
All right, I'll look for seats
Yeah.
in the back. Yeah.
All right. This goes on for a good, 20, 30 minutes before even anybody realizes you guys sat down. One of the Goliaths looks back and goes, "That was a good shot, wasn't it?
I know it was a six shot.
It's incredible."
Amazing.
He gives you a glance for a second, and then all of a sudden something happens in the game, and he kind of immediately turns his attention back over to the game. But for a moment there, you were recognized as not a Goliath, but not enough for them to stop paying attention to the game.
I don't think we're bothering them very much, guys.
All right. As you guys are continuing to
so either.
watch, there's moments where the Goliaths will engage with you, and then as they, one gets pegged off of the pillar and falls onto the ground, kind of dust themselves off and walk over to a side area where others are standing. And this continues to go on until one team is holding, the team on the right is holding down the 3 pillars. As only one drops, the other 2 drop on the other side. And the entirety of the audience erupts in a excitement as this crew has now gauged or won Goat Ball. And you can hear the Goliath talking about, oh, that was such a great game. You know, that pass was great. He almost knocked him down, and all these different just sports talk. And then just as fast as they came in, they clear out.
Oh,
Oh,
yeah, let's follow them.
I'll actually, I won't touch the Goliath, but I say, excuse me?
Yeah.
One close. Beg your pardon. We were just wondering in these parts, and we're just wondering if you could point out your speaker or chieftain or someone in a position of authority.
Oh, yeah, that's the old goat. She's down,
The old
bound. She's down under.
Excuse me, but that's her name, the old goat?
That's her nickname. Yeah.
Oh, nickname. Would she respond well if I called her the old goat?
Ooh. I mean, we all call her the old goat, but and he kind of looks you up and down. You might not want to.
Oh, could you let us know what the formal name would be then?
Oh yeah. That's Chieftain. Why did my brain just die for a second? I have it. Where is her name? I just I lost the name. One second. Oh, that's Ogilai. Chieftain Ogilai.
Ah, thank you very much.
Of course. You're coming for the feast, right?
Of course, we'd never miss a goat ball feast.
Right. Greatest times. Everybody goes, plays goat ball, see who wins, and we go back and eat.
That's
Oh.
the best part of sport.
Well, come
is
on,
the
let's go.
eating after.
Sounds like a wonderful idea. And all right, I mark who Ogilai is and follow him.
Okay. So you follow the one of the crew down into deep within the Wormdoom Crag, where this large, very similar looking rectangular stove is placed within the ground, and a crew of just a bunch of people are kind of piling around it in a very communal style. They lay down what looks like goat fur, just a rug down, and then they sit on it on their knees as they're all passing out food of all different types throughout. And all of them commune to this area.
I get a vibe from these, or I get a feeling from these Goliaths that they certainly are more cheerful than the last set of Goliaths we visited.
Mm-hmm.
They don't look like they're hurting for food or need to take slaves. But maybe I'm reading too much into this.
So,
Or I just find it interesting.
and they're lit. There's multiple lights lit within here, plus the glow coming from the actual stove area is also kind of giving off this light into the room. You can see it's very what I'm trying to think of is like audible. So like it has that large ambience to it where anybody speaks, it kind of echoes and increases the volume easily as people are passing food and talking about the game. And then two of them kind of push off to the side and start to present just a very nonchalant wrestling match going on between the two of them as people have food in their hands and they're watching and eating, but it doesn't seem to be aggressive. It's just competitive.
I'm thinking I lean over to the group in a second. I'm thinking we wait until there's like they're fed and they're drunk and they've got enough booze in them, and then I was thinking of just going up and introducing ourselves.
Okay. Jack looks over and Erwina's already got like a tray of like empty bowls and plates like ready to start cleaning. Yeah,
I think I I think that they'll take care of that.
I mean, I guess so. And Erwina just like has like a tray, the tray full of like empties, and is like, where do I put them now?
And they start to pass out food to even you. So there's like these large slabs of looks like goat meat or some sort of cattle, like Arctic cattle that they've cooked up and roasted and have presented. Doesn't look like there's a lot of spices to it, but it is actual meat and it's actual food. So, and they just hand it out like you're just another person within the crew.
Oh, thank you.
I'll lean over to Kelevar and I'll say, could you do an icebreaker for me before I try to talk to her?
I mean, you can
Like
always walk
sing.
up to her and ask her to
Oh,
if
no,
you
no,
can get
no.
her a drink. You know that works pretty well, I think.
No, no, do the bard thing. Sing something.
Um.
Oh, you
Okay.
don't have to. I'm just asking.
You see this very large Goliath. He's got completely shaven until you get to the back, and then there's this massive ponytail that hangs off the back of his head. He's got two sets of lines that come down his face, and he looks over and goes, "Wait, you sing?
God.
Oh, come on! He's got to hear it. Come on!"
I put a hand on Kelevar's shoulder and I say, "The blessings of the goddess upon you." And I'll hit him with a I'll hit him with what? Where is it? Oh, there we go. Guidance.
Oh God. Okay. Okay. When the snow hits your eyes and it stings like a bitch, that's a snowstorm. That's a snowstorm.
All right, roll me a performance check and give me an advantage because you actually sang, and I think it was beautiful.
Hmm.
Uh, that is 23.
23. It's actually he as you start to sing, he actually like picks you up and and gets like the echo going so that it starts to echo across the room. And for a moment there, all of the Goliaths, including the two that were wrestling, pause and look over. And you now have an entire group of between 7.5 and 10.5 feet tall humanoids looking at you, with one holding you up like a lantern, just letting you echo throughout the room.
There is so much internal panic happening right now because everyone is bigger than me. And I'm just like, okay, I'm here. I'm doing a job. This is the gig.
And you do it fantastically. For the next probably 5-10 minutes, before you hear this beat hit against this staff hit against the ground twice against some sort of stone, and it goes quiet. And you see a woman, probably about 8.5 feet tall, large, broad shouldered, covered in what seems to be beads and feathers throughout her hair, and she just halts the entirety of the room. And that's what we'll pick up after break. So we're going to take a quick 10-minute break. We'll be back here, and we'll continue our story here in Wormdoom Crag. We'll see you guys soon. And check out all of the new stuff that Chris has been presenting us to find out what's happened in the story so far. See you guys soon. And we're back. As our party, if you're just joining us real fast, as our party came to the end of before our break, we were in the feasting halls, and the chieftain has walked in and kind of halted all conversation at this moment. And everybody's just waiting for her to speak. She says, "What a wonderful game of goat ball it was. May the feast continue to have its joyous moments, and may our new friends be welcome within the Wormdoom group. A wonderful performance was given. Continue to welcome them as they are our own, and enjoy. It's a wondrous night." And then she hits her staff twice, and everybody goes back to speaking.
Calavar will just kind of go down like, Jinjek, I think that's your opening. Just go.
All right, I'm on my way. Hit myself with a guidance, and I'll sort of grab a are they horns or steins that they're using?
Horns.
All right, I'll grab a horn, surreptitiously move towards Oakley,
Mm-hmm.
and I'll say, if I might tug on your sleeve, chieftain, and I tug on her sleeve.
Yes, my new friend. What can I help you with?
Oh, I'm Jinjak Wonderful, lately of Caer Konig, and that there's Erwina Drin, and Castle War Raven, and Benji Goldenclaw, and Kelavar, whose last name slips me at the moment. I'm sorry, but Kelavar of the Golden Voice, as you've obviously seen him with his magnificent performance. But we're some emissaries from your neighbors. We've been sort of asked by them to perform some delicate diplomacy on their behalf.
Delicate diplomacy, you say?
Well, yes, we mean you no harm, but let me explain the situation. Those folks at the Sky Tower clan have been having their way with our town, and according to them, it's on account of feud that they're having with the Wormdoom tribe. So
They said we had a feud.
yes,
They told you that we were the ones that started this whole thing.
something about a dead griffin, I believe.
Yes, the griffin attacked one of our own. It was
Oh.
maniac. It was manic. The thing was ballistic.
Huh. And your tribesmen, they say that you snuck into the griffin pen and murdered it.
That's not how it happened. Not
Inside?
at all.
I'll do insight check.
Go for it.
Or may I do an insight check?
Go for it.
Okay, I'll do insight. 25?
Noise.
She is focused to tell you what she believes.
All right, this is what she believes.
Mhm.
Interesting. And as a consequence of this, did you attack them or did they attack you? What was the start of the bloodshed?
One of our children tried to fetch a ball during the wondrous game of goat ball, which you've already experienced. And you know, things can get competitive, exciting, a little bit aggressive. The griffin went berserk and grievously bit the child, leaving a scar on their face. The game was called off. The creature then decided to continue to hunt for the child's flesh. They haunted the skies of Wormdoom for days. Our hunters were forced to kill it to protect that child. They've never forgiven us by it.
We didn't hear that part of the story from them, did we? There was no mention of a child at all.
Mm-mm.
Jinjak, give me a perception check, too. Since you had a high insight, I'll give you the perception as well.
14?
You notice there was a mention of a scar, and there's a scar across the the left eye of the chieftain that goes from the top of her forehead all the way down to her cheek.
She mentioned, oh, so the griffin attacked you
Yes.
and gave you that.
So whatever they're
have the
telling
body
you.
of the, you still have the griffin's body.
Oh, no, I was merely a child.
Wait a minute. This feud's been going on for how long?
Uh, 80 plus years.
Hmm. And they're just now using it as an excuse to take my people.
Why are they doing that?
That's what I don't understand. And Erwina is just gonna like put her hands to her temple and like just kind of start massaging them. So they like started taking our people, and they act like it's a noble thing. It's my father's still with them, but he's not being held against his will. It's a whole thing. Um, but it just doesn't. It's not adding up because they sent Sturm out to find help and attack my village. So I'm guessing probably because we're here on an errand, there's probably something else nefarious going on. I can't make heads or tails of what's going on.
This doesn't make any sense. This is an 80-year-old feud, and they're using that as an excuse to raid Caer Konig. Well, that and the fact that the weather's bad and their food stores are depleted.
Arn won't negotiate. He's never been willing to. He wants to rule with an iron fist, and he's not willing to do anything to give that up.
Yeah, that's the vibe I keep getting.
So if he sent you here, it's not for negotiation. But I implore you, whatever he told you was wrong.
I can assure you, just speaking for myself, I was under no instructions or impression to do harm to you. And I completely do not look at Castle because I have no idea about that.
I have a strong suspicion that things are not as they seem on several levels, I believe is a polite way to put it. If negotiations were possible, would you be open to them? And Erwina will just ask that flat out. If there could be peace, an option for peace, would you take it?
I need to know that your intentions are true.
Oh, how can we prove that?
We are not people of magic. We have one that's wounded. Would you be willing to help him?
Oh, yeah, sure.
Yeah.
Erwin and I can see to that. The castle, too. And actually, I don't know Kelevar has healing, but I'm sure he has the healing, loving power of music. So
A whole doctor with smiles kind of vibe.
Their voice was quite
Yeah.
enjoyable.
No one's really told him to stop either.
Kind of singing in the background and while you're speaking. She leans over to another individual, kind of whispers in their ear, and they take off out of the feasting halls. What did Arn tell you? What is he lying about now?
he killed a Sky Tower Goliath Griffin and started a feud. And
And he said the only witnesses that they had from the Sky Towers were the elders, because it happened in the hatchery.
That's because he killed the others.
Hmm.
And the elders are no longer allowed to speak in their world, or in their clan.
He killed the original elders, and the ones that are there now are not.
He killed the others but outside of the elders. He was not willing to kill an elder, as our people honor those that have lived much longer than our own.
Hmm.
But our elders have an oath of silence after a certain age in order to sing to the stones.
I'm gonna do another insight on her.
Okay?
Yeah, I think she's telling the truth. I believe anything she says. Or I think she's lying out her teeth. You tell me, actually. I shouldn't make that assumption.
I think it's more of a you're unsure. It could be true, it could be false. You can't really put a guidance on if she's giving you the full truth or not on this end.
Mhm.
Hmm. But they're not allowed to speak of it. Hmm. Well, I would hope that we can show that we come in peace. I mean, we already told you everything straight up. Uh, no fuss, no muss. Um, I would hope that we could find a path to peace, but I don't know how that will be with the Sky Towers if they are continuing, if Arn is continuing to take control.
Let me ask you this. Did he state that he would be willing to meet somewhere that was outside of his tower?
No. He did send us to find terms
Typical.
for peace.
This isn't the first time
And
he sent an emissary or a negotiator outside of the clan.
Oh, what happened last time he sent one?
Well, I would love to say that the negotiations went well, um, but there were alternative motives. We sent him back their head.
Oh dear.
We are peaceful people, but
Are you?
do not think that our hospitality is just given.
Oh, did they violate the laws of hospitality?
They attacked one of our own.
I see. All right.
Tried to
Note to
poison
self.
many of our clan.
Well, that sounds like an assassin. Hmm. Well, you needn't worry about that with us.
As you say that, the other Goliath that walked away comes back with what looks like a oversized humanoid bird in both arms, and you can see that their wings are slashed and cut. Our people have tried for days to get this person back to health, but we don't have the skills. Their
Well,
wing is
let's have a
broken.
look at it. How about we have a look at him then?
Okay. He'll set the Aarakocra down on the ground. You can see the long beak, soft eyes, kind of a coloration of browns, whites, and grays within the feathers, and one of the wings is completely like bent over, and there's shred marks in both wings. We rescued this person in the snow just a few days ago from an owlbear attacking it. We didn't put the owlbear down, but we were able to pull this person away from it. They said they got lost. We're unsure if it's the truth or not, but they're injured.
Mm-hmm.
Am I familiar at all with Arakara?
You might have seen them in larger towns, but if you've only been in Pop Spring for as long as you've been there, it's kind of like not a small town. Actually, you know what? Roll me a history
Right.
check. I'll give you that.
All right. 13?
You've heard of them in passing, but not ever seen one.
I look to the rest of the group. Oh,
Um,
I'm gonna fire. All right, I speak a word. Word of healing.
Okay. Roll me your word of healing. Is it not rolling? Oh, there it goes.
Yeah, it's not doing it. It's only adding. It should be
oh,
8.
there we go.
Okay. With 8, you start to see the mending or those ethereal stitchings starting to piece through the wings, and they start to bend back to the form that they should be. Some of the shreds start to mend together, like weave together to hold. Huh. You
Oh,
are.
healing magic works on it. Them. Hang on. I'll touch a bead on my neck,
Mm-hmm.
and I'll hit it with a cure light from the necklace.
Okay.
That should be 12.
Fully healed back up. You grab the Aarakocra with two hands, kind of grabs you by the hand. Thank you so much.
Oh, you're very welcome.
It's terrible being stranded out here.
I curious how you got out here
I was
and how
truly
you
I'm
felt.
just a humble merchant traveling from one town to the other.
What do you sell?
Well, what I
Lightweight objects?
did sell, I guess, I was robbed and taken of all of my goods and traveling this way.
Who were the scoundrels who robbed you? Do you know?
Band of goblins near the edges of the mountains.
Mhm.
I don't know squat about that. Look at Erwina. Nope. Okay. All right.
Yeah, Erwina doesn't know anything about goblins.
Well, the only goblin we knew was a really good fellow and a good friend who wouldn't rob anyone intentionally.
Unless they're bad
Right.
people.
All right.
So look at Ogilvy and said, "Will that do?"
I trust that you are at least of more hospitalities than the last crew.
Oh yeah,
So what do you have
you
in
can trust
mind?
us. What did she say?
So what do you have in mind?
Well, before we have anything in mind, I'm thinking that we have to speak amongst ourselves with the information that you've just given us, Ogilvy, because the first step is, of course, speaking with you and and so we're going to talk amongst ourselves if you don't mind.
Do what you must.
All right.
Would you like a place to speak outside of here, or would you like to?
That would be nice. Thank you.
Yeah. Thank
And we're
you.
gonna have to borrow Kelevar back if you don't mind.
She looks over. My bad. Sits down. That was really good singing.
Thanks.
He grabs
Oh, solid land.
he grabs
solid
like
ground. Thank
two large slabs of goat meat, places it on a platter, and grabs a horn. He goes, "Here," kind of pushes at you.
Like it, you said that these were horns or mugs, because I imagine it's like
It's a horn, like you would hold with their hands. So for you, it's going to be both hands, and then a plate full of goat meat.
this, my friend, is a pint.
Oh,
So just go
yeah.
follow the Goliath to a private place so we can discuss this.
Okay.
Yeah. Sidebar.
Kavanoth will take you up, which is the one that grabbed the Aarakocra, kind of up through the caves to just an opening where there's one of the campfires, and lights a small campfire, and it fits about 6 to 8 people if needed, and says, "I'll return in a bit. Check on you, make sure you've made your decisions."
Thank you.
And he kind of wanders back out as the rest of you are kind of the fire is lit, and he exits down the road
As
or
soon
down
as
the
he
hall.
as soon as he leaves, I think Benji just turns to the group and she's just like, "We're not gonna kill these guys, right? They
No.
don't seem that bad."
No. No. I firmly think that something else is going on, and that the chieftain of the Sky Towers is it cannot be above board on what's going on.
I have a feeling that Arn's playing us.
Yes, no, I had that sinking feeling in Sky Tower, and then we're here. So I think in the morning, and like Erwina's like fully like head in hands. There's math numbers, but they're like floating around her head. So like in the morning, I'm gonna send a bird, a messenger, animal messenger, to the nice werebear lady who Stern went off with, and like ask her to keep an eye out on my dad. And I'm gonna send another bird to my dad and tell him to get out. And then I don't know. From there I don't know. I don't know from there, but I really don't think that we should storm Sky Tower. But I really don't. I don't know. I don't know.
Okay, first of all, breathe, because that was a lot. That was just a lot. Second of all, does that mean that our what was his name?
Aaron?
Aaron, yeah, that guy. Does that mean he killed his dad? Because I was like talking to his mom, and she was like, "Yeah, that night, my husband died," and I was like, "Oh, that's so sad."
Yeah, I
Like, how do you respond to something like that?
I'm trying I I'm trying to figure out like who else benefits, because I'm really hoping it was like a whole third party accidentally killed the Griffins or something, but it's the math is just not adding up that
I
way
mean,
either.
did you see her fate? The
Yeah.
chieftain, like, I, I see why the Griffin died. Aren't there like I mean, nature, right? Don't they like? Are there like crows and they never forget a face?
I mean, I don't know about Griffins, but I know ravens can hold a grudge
Oh,
and crows can hold a grudge.
maybe it was like that. Maybe I don't know who to believe anymore. This is very this is more than my brain can handle. And I think Vegeta's like rubbing her head because she's
Yeah,
starting to, she's thinking too hard.
Erwina and Benji are trying to do math, and it's
It's not
detective math.
working.
It's none of it is adding up.
They were winning the game, and then a griffin attacked Ogilvy, and then they protested, and then they came back, but the griffin kept attacking her, no matter where she was, while
Mm-hmm.
she was a child. And then the Worm Dooms killed the griffin. That's what I'm hearing, right?
Yeah, at least from her side. And then Arn has said that they attacked the griffins in the hatchery, and then only the elders saw it, and the elders can't talk about it because the elders can't talk because they can only sing to the totem stones. But I could sing to the totem stones, and you could activate them. So that doesn't even make sense on that front.
Did
Ah,
we should ask Ogilvy if they went to the hatchery to kill the griffin after went to the Sky Tower
she
hatchery to
said
kill.
she said they didn't. She said that it followed them, and then they had to unfortunately put it down.
Yeah, that's what I heard too.
Yeah.
So
Anyone else have any brain cells in their head?
I'm still
No,
wrapping my head around this happening 80 years ago. It doesn't make any sense that this feud is the reason. I mean, 80 years, that means that Sky Tower's been placing guards on their border against Wormtongue for 80 years.
Mm-hmm.
And if that's the case, then why did all of a sudden, I mean, I get it, the weather's bad in Icewind Dale, but all of a sudden they decided to raid us. And then they tell us that the reason that the raiding has happened is because of the Wormtongue clan.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm thinking that's pretty fishy. I think Arn just wanted to get rid of us, but then why didn't he just say, "Hey, go to the Wormtongues and kill them off"? But he didn't ask us to do that.
And the really confusing part is then like why didn't he like get rid of us like once we left the tower? I mean, I understand he has honor, but like that doesn't make sense either. Like I'm so confused. And Erwina's just gonna like sit on the floor, like head in hands, just like having a small
Yeah, but
moment.
Sturm was with us, and that wouldn't be a good look. I mean, Sturm took a blessing from Omiatuk.
Mm-hmm.
On top of which, we did them a solid by killing those Duergar in the mine.
Yeah. Makes sense.
I mean, that'd be a bad look for a chieftain to just. I'm just riffing here.
Can Erwina try and make an insight check with all the information to see what math she can math out of this?
I will let you roll an investigation, but I need to know the question you're trying to gain.
Oh God, investigations were way bad. I think she's just trying to figure out beyond Arm getting power, why all the shenaniganry? Like why is there like so much just a pretense of diplomacy when, especially on our case where he could have just like, if it is him being nefarious, why didn't he just like kill us once we left the tower?
Okay. Why didn't he kill you? Okay. Roll me your investigation, please.
Nope. That's a 4. That is math.
Your brain hurts as much as you believed it does right now. As putting these scenarios together, nothing is adding up to you.
I mean, unless Arm's being played by someone else. I mean, is that at all likely? Could there be a third person? Because my brain's about to explode.
Would any of the three of you that have not spoken like to chime in?
Uh, well, all this thinking is making my brain hurt too. But yeah, I'll can I try to uh do the same role?
What are you trying to gain information on? I need one question that you're trying to use all of these puzzle pieces to
I
answer.
want to Okay, I want to know if Orin is lying to his people about that event.
Okay.
So just straight investigation.
Straight investigation. But as this is all happening and you guys are piecing all of this together, I need you to all roll me another dexterity save, please.
That is a 2 for me. Jeez.
Oh, starfishing.
Okay.
I'm up.
It's those freaking Duergar. Damn it.
So as this happens and you start to hear that rumble again, but it's heavier, much heavier, as pieces from the ceiling of the cave start to fall. For those that had under a 15, you will take 6 points. For those over a 15, you will take 3 of bludgeoning damage.
Yeah, we should ask her about that too.
Yeah.
I think it's the Duergar, but
And what did you get, Benji?
For my investigation,
A
a
two.
2.
All right.
Yeah.
All right. And as that happens, you start to hear the footsteps back from uh, Kavanoth as he's heading back this direction. So, is there anything else you guys are trying to gather within the next probably 3 to 5 minutes before he arrives back at the entrance?
uh, ask her about the tremors and if they've encountered any Duergar.
Okay.
Is what I'm thinking, but I'm kind of drawing blanks as far as what Arn's game is. I mean, I don't know. I mean, but as for resolution, I mean, like it is just a reminder, it is our friend's clan, right? That we're talking about here, right? These are Stern's people.
They
They
are
are the
Stern's
Sky
people,
Top.
yes.
But they also threw him out.
Yeah, but that doesn't mean that he'll
Mhm.
appreciate it if we go in there and wage war on them. But anyhow, that's where I'm at. But
Kevin,
I'm definitely dead set against doing any violence to the worm tongues while
Mhm.
they're feeding us and giving us shelter and whatnot.
Kavanoth arrives back. He says, I'm just checking on everyone. Is everyone all right?
Yeah, we're fine. What was that?
That's another tremor. They've been happening for weeks.
Have you guys had any trouble with Duigar?
No, we haven't seen any this far. We've heard that they're within 10 towns is from some traveling people, but we haven't seen any this far north.
Hmm.
Would you like me to give you more time, or would you like me to take you back to
No,
the
can
chief?
you?
No.
We would like to speak to the chieftain, if that's
Mhm.
okay.
I'll go get her. 1 second. And he wanders down. He leaves you where you're at and walks back. Um, about 5, 10 minutes later, the chieftain comes back with 2 other Goliaths. Now, the one thing you didn't notice is that staff was flipped upside down, and there is a large axe head at the end of the staff.
Oh, we love it.
So, can are
Oh,
you
we have a couple of questions.
happy to answer what I can?
Um, those tremors, how often have they been happening?
At first, we thought they were just random. They keep getting worse. Maybe once every 3 or 4 days for many weeks. Over the last couple, it's getting twice a day at times.
You've no idea what's causing it.
Don't believe so. We've looked, we've scouted around the area, but we haven't seen anything. Now we can't get any closer northwest than the mountain peaks. Otherwise, we risk our own people being attacked by the Sky Tower.
Wait, you think that the source of the tremors is in Sky Tower territory?
It's possible. We can't find it here.
And we know there's Geogar in Sky Tower territory.
You've seen them.
Yes, we do.
Oh yeah, we've seen
Yeah.
them.
We haven't even seen what could be. We've heard of Durgar. We've never seen one, at least not this far out.
But you're thinking the source of the tremor. If I heard you right, source of tremors north of Sky Tower territory. Huh.
Like I said, we don't know where the source is coming from. We just know that from our jurisdiction or our domain, and we have not been able to find anything. But we aren't willing
Oh,
to
all right.
go any farther north or northwest in order to investigate any further.
Just from our memory, that when we fought the Geogar in the mine, the tunnel that they came through, did it collapse afterwards?
You collapsed it
Yeah.
from the
Right.
outside in, but you don't know if the actual tunnel itself collapsed.
Because there was that one Geogar that was causing tremors. I remember he was bringing the ceiling down on us every time he did something.
Mm-hmm.
Um, in the days that I was at Sky Tower before I reconnected with the party, would I have noticed if tremors were happening at the Sky Tower or if there was anything going on that could maybe account for tremors happening elsewhere?
For the amount of time you were at Sky Tower, you might have felt one,
Okay.
but a similar reaction happens across Sky Tower that is happening here, where people are just kind of looking around, making sure
Yeah.
people are okay.
Hmm. Do you have anywhere deeper underground?
No, we don't.
Okay.
I mean, we're on the. This is as deepest as we've went. This used to be what they would call a horde at one point.
Mm-hmm.
And our people killed them years and years ago. A massive beast.
Well, okay. I have one more question. About not about the collapsing earthquakey thing. If it isn't Arm who's causing all this skullduggery, who else would benefit from the tribes being disconnected? Not unified.
And anyone that wants to take over.
Okay.
Idea of, on a unified front, we'd have more people.
I'm thinking the Duergar, and they want something in the Sky Tower clan mines.
What would be there?
Oh, I don't know, but there's lava under there, lava flows, and they attacked us while we were in that mine.
Doesn't make any sense.
I'm just getting a feeling that, well,
Is
does
there
anyone
another
else have
clan?
any? Sorry, go ahead.
Is there another clan or a group of your people or the people at Sky Tower who might have been removed and are holding a grudge?
There's no one here. There might be one at Sky. There might be some at Sky Tower.
But are you aware of any other clans nearby that could be involved,
I mean,
that would have reason to be involved?
small clans, maybe less than a handful, have dispersed for multiple reasons throughout the years, but most of them are very secluded, deep within the mountains themselves. They don't take kind to villagers, nor do they even take kind to our own people. But I wouldn't imagine them to be able to have enough of a power to do what's happening here.
Well, I was more so thinking they don't have a lot of power and they're reclusive and keeping to themselves. Maybe they got involved in this argument because, like we've all found out now, this has only come back up recently. And maybe they could see aligning themselves with the Sky Tower as a way to give themselves more power. I don't know. But we're out of options of why this has happened.
The only thing I could say is if we could come to an agreement between the two clans, things would be much easier for us to understand everything. But we've sent our negotiators before, and he wants us to meet there, on his land. It's not safe for my people.
What if we could help keep your emissary safe?
You've proven yourself that you're willing to help people. But risking the people we have here is dangerous. We don't have many. We have enough, and they're very skilled at what they do.
Well, we have a habit of doing the best that we can with the tools provided. And there's a strength and unity between all of our people, really.
There's an ancient ground where we've asked Arn to return to. We call it the Mound of Chiefs. It's where the name of the chieftain would be given position. We thought that'd be a neutral area. But the last time we negotiated, almost 30 years ago, he wanted to bring an army with him. I wasn't willing to have an all-out war in an honorable place like that.
But if we could convince Arn to go there without an army, would you meet him?
She's very hesitant, but she's thinking.
Before she answers, I wanna drop all my weapons at my side, and I wanna like kneel in front of her, and I'm gonna.
She kind of steps back for a moment, confused.
He won't meet you without an army because he wants you dead.
You know this for truth.
I do. Because he asked me to do it. And he lied to me to get me to do it. I've been pawned now. I've been pawned before. And it keeps happening. But all I know is that he tried to force me. In his mind, we have a blood oath. But what I swore is that this issue would be done. And he said, okay, if not, bring me your head. And I told him I'd bring him a head. But I think I'm just going to bring him his.
Yep.
So I don't have my weapons. I don't have anything on me. Just the truth that I've been a pawn. And he's a liar. And he's always been a liar. He's lied for 80 years. He's lied for the last 30. The only thing this man wants is your head. I don't know if it's because of the Griffin or maybe some other issue he has with you. I don't really care. I'm tired of being people's pawns. But if I am going to serve someone, the rules of hospitality must be followed. I don't know what yours are. The ones I grew up with were honesty, supplication, and satisfaction, and community. But what's funny is that it wasn't even the people who raised me that taught me that. It was the people who should have raised me that taught me that. So that's all he wants. So if you go and meet him, he will kill you. But I'm not going to. That's the truth.
She gives a very heavy sigh. You're the seventh. The seventh person in 80 years that he has sent try to kill me.
Oh, he's got to go. Oh, come
Yeah.
on.
Okay,
Yeah.
so I'm here. I have the go ahead to murder this man.
I mean, Erwina killed a guy because he kept manipulating people last week, so she's on team. He's got to go. If
And he
you
lied
won't,
to
she
Castle.
will.
He definitely has to go.
I promised the man a head. I didn't say it wouldn't be his.
That's
Okay.
some very interesting lawyering.
I'm really good at that, actually.
But I just find it that I wish Stern were here because I'd say, hey, your clan's all about honesty and honor and whatnot.
I think that went out the window when Arn killed his dad.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I knew I wasn't
and
the only one that thought that.
and to be fair, Sturm was thrown out by his people, and they are poopy heads from
And
my
also the
childhood.
werebear lady.
Yeah. So I think in the morning, what we should do is I'm going to send a messenger. What if, do we go back to the Sky Towers and the Sky Tower and fight Arm there, or do we try and get him somewhere else
Oh, we definitely need to
without
get him
the
somewhere
defenses?
else.
Okay. So he may bring an army. We're just gonna have to accept that he's gonna probably bring dudes, mean dudes, or ladies, or peoples. I don't know. Um, but so we send a messenger raven to Arm saying that you will meet. I will lie on your behalf as a token of my gratitude to you for being honest. I will take that. So
I mean,
we'll say
I appreciate that. I was just gonna say if you guys did go back to try and dupe them, you could always say that I tried to fulfill my oath and I was killed.
that's true.
That's also a lie,
Um,
we could tell.
but it would get him out from all those defenses, and it would give an opening for my people to leave. And then we
Yes.
could send another bird to Omiya to help them get out. Because my dad cannot be trusted to survive for 5 seconds. No,
he cannot.
no, he cannot.
This is all. Sorry, go ahead.
And then we send another bird to my dad, telling him to get the people out because we know there won't be peace with the 10 towns with because he's going to keep finding ways to manipulate and be powerful and make my people's Care Koenig's life suck.
Yeah, but here's the only. Keep going. I'm sorry.
No, Jinja, go ahead.
Oh no, I was interrupting Erwina. She kept talking.
and the thing is with him bringing in an army, then we're only fighting him and his army. We're not putting the children and the elders and their own sacred temples at risk. We're only fighting.
Wait. Jim Jack, you didn't get your piece of paper back that you had them give to the elders, right? It wasn't ready.
No. I'm supposed to get it back when I get back there. And oh, that's a good point.
That's what I'm saying is maybe we can you can maybe one of these animal messengers or something, we can get the paper and then we have extra evidence, not just the leader here, but the other witnesses that she has that aren't elders to vouch for it. And then possibly this piece of paper from his own people that also verifies this story. And then his entire people will learn that they've been lied to for 80 years and they've been starving and suffering and pillaging on a lie.
Yeah.
That's a great idea. I was just going to mention that we can't really call him out and kill him because then without doing what Castle just said, without, proving that he's a liar, because if we do that, then his clan's going to basically say, okay, it's on with Care Koenig then, because they just killed our clan leader.
I still don't want the possibility of fighting him where the innocent people are.
No.
Like even if we're able to hoodwink, there's probably still going to be a scuffle, and I would rather do a mess around where we're not going to have so many like innocent people being hurt. And if we draw them out, we can also get people out.
I was thinking, correct me if I'm wrong, they are a warrior society, right? Warrior culture. If we call him out and tell him that he's a scoundrel and here's the proof, and just say but in a good warrior tradition, we'll give you a way out if you would like to prove yourself via trial by combat. And then we could get him in a controlled combat situation and kill him.
Well, why don't we just put that in the note? The animal messenger that we that trial by combat has been floated as a peace talk.
Everyone, please roll me dexterity saving throws, please.
Okay.
Oh, this thing again.
Oh, it's yes.
Yeah, I've yet to make it. I made it.
That you have to have a 20 or higher this time.
What?
Oh,
19.
17. Noise.
Well, I didn't make it.
So if you didn't make it, 14 points of bludgeoning damage, and
What?
you fall and you go prone. Otherwise, it's 7 points. As large craft like breakings of the ceiling of the cave start to fall in. When it hits the ground, seeps of lava start to pierce the edges of the floor, and the Goliaths are charging out of the caves. In
So am I.
How much damage was it if we failed? Sorry.
14,
Okay, thank you. I'm having to do math.
and just one after another, Goliaths are just pushing their way out. Ogalai holding back with you all to make sure that everyone gets out. Hurry!
Yep.
Yeah.
Time to bookie.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, we're going.
As you step, you see points where the cracks start to happen within the flooring itself, and you can see that reddish yellow lava look as it's starting to seep out of the cave flooring. And one by one, people start to pour out of Wormdoom caverns. As that happens, a large smoke cloud is presented just where you would normally have seen Sky Tower.
Wait, sorry. There's a smoke
Like
coming
a
from
plume
where
of
Sky
smoke
Towers.
where Sky Tower is presented.
Okay.
And you hear a gut-wrenching roar echo across Icewind Dale.
Yeah, I think the Duergar are doing something more in those mines.
We're about to find out.
Yeah.
As the dragon's roar tore through the heavens like thunder made flesh, shaking the very bones of Icewind Dale, the beast, a behemoth of mechanical design and infernal fury, erupted from the jagged peaks of the spine of the world. Its molten core spilling firelight through the cracks in its segmented scales. Each loosened scale starts to fall to the ground of Icewind Dale, vast as a blacksmith's forge, raining from its body like meteoric ruin, slamming into the earth below. Where they struck, flames burst into life, craters spewing ash and molten stone that blazed against the eternal snow. From afar, you see smoke and fire in the distance. For those that would be nearby, townsfolk of Tin Towns watch from their windows and outside their homes, frozen in terror as the sky lights up in a fiery, burning flame. Children cling to their mothers, their faces reflecting the glowing fire on the horizon. Bells toll throughout Icewind Dale, throughout 10 towns, and the frantic peal swallowed by the monstrous sound of wings and grinding metal and hissing steam. The dragon barrels through like a fist of an angry god, its eyes furnace in rage. Fixed on small settlements at the edges of 10 towns, its maw opens, and within it fire churns like the heart of a volcano. Please roll me a d10.
1.
1.
10. Oh, wait. Is that all? Everybody?
Nope, just one person.
Oh,
That brings us to... Let me swing really quick back. Moving us back to the travel map. As you watch it burst out of and head to a western direction, flying over where you would believe Caer Konig is, heading
Oh, great.
farther and farther west as it approaches the town known as Bremen. And that is where we pick up next year.
Yeah, we'll be watching Bremen burn.
Erwina does like the dramatic stare off into the distance and does say, "Well, you guys said you didn't like snow."
That doesn't mean I want lava.
Yeah.
Tough bean.
Thank you all for a year of Dress to Quest here on Gen Con TV. I'm hoping we continue this as next year. We'll see what happened as the Chardalyn Dragon has ripped itself out of Sky Tower, as parts of the Sky Tower shelter have literally been torn asunder. Who has made it? We have no idea. We'll find out that next year. If you want to continue your story with us, make sure you go over, hit a follow over on Tabletop Misfits, and we'll be picking this up in January. Right now, the opportunity is either going to be the 6th or the 13th, so keep an eye on social medias. We're going to be moving to a every other week program, and hopefully launching this on podcast next year for everybody to catch up. Cool. This has been a fun wait as a year has finally hit, and big things are happening. The Duergar were kept a little hidden throughout most of this, and now we found out what they've been working on the entire time. All the stories and more are going to be told in 2025, but before we do that, let me go around the circle and let all of our players tell us where you can find them. And we'll start this time with Humphrey.
Oh, alrighty. Well, hello, I'm Humphrey Wendell Wickham. You can find me on TikTok via Fortuna's Favor. I'm also on YouTube, Twitch, Instagram. That's what I got going on. So,
Go check him out. Torrance.
Hey guys, I'm Torrance, or the Tiny T on TikTok. Hopefully, we'll be seeing some more and new and fresh updated content from myself in 2025, but also from my D&D group that I run over on YouTube with my D&D buddy. We are off-branded. We are hoping to get more of our videos up and edited. It's been a crazy year, but we're behind, but we're getting caught up. So just come check us out there. We've got some plans for some pretty cool stuff, so it'll be
Awesome. Space.
Come on. Let's not end the year like this, okay?
good. Gonna get space out of the house now.
We're going to get space out of that.
I am very comfortable in my house. I just want to say it was a pleasure to be here on Gen Con TV. Thank you guys for watching, and love you all.
Awesome. Chris?
Oh, yeah. You can find me on Tabletop Misfits. And here's today's.
Yeah.
Kelevor rise to the roof. A much more joyous moment than what you guys ended it. Thank you, Chris, for all the artwork this last year. They're absolutely incredible. We are up to 43 pieces, and some of that stuff is going to be dropped on Patreon next year, where you have the opportunity to help us out and continue to grow Dress to Quest. Alex, finish us up.
Okay, so you can find me here on Twitch on The Bad Ideas. Next Sunday, I believe we have a D&D game where some familiar faces from this channel will be there. Cough, cough, James, cough, cough, cough. As well as Screen Cap from the short series. So if you like us, come check us out over there. We'll be having a Christmas flashback episode as part of it. We're very excited for that. I can also be found at Wild Hearts on TikTok, Instagram, and Threads. I really like the Threads if you just want unhinged idly thoughts, which is everyone's favorite. Um, so come check me out.
Awesome. And I, of course, have been your Mythweaver, Lore Master, and Dungeon Master for Dressed Quest this year. It has been an absolute honor to do it over on Gen Con TV, and I'm looking forward to continuing this story on Tabletop Misfits. This is the last show of the year for me, at least on my channel. As Tavern Talks has been closed down until 2025, as well as Beaker Builds. But be prepared, 2025 is going to be another big year. If you want to make sure you support us, go check us out. Like, comment, share, all that fun stuff on all the social medias. Keep an eye out for that as we continue to launch Dressed Quest next year. And looking forward to continuing this wild journey as Bremen gets burned to the ground. Anyway, thank you all. Stay warm. Have a wonderful holiday. And we will see you guys all on Tabletop Misfits next year. Have a good night.